Hello and welcome to the Bentleigh edition of GPTV. We are in November 2019. My name's Gary Peer.
I'm Leon Gouzenfiter.
You are indeed, and it's all happening in Bentleigh.
Isn't it just?
I tell you what, if we look back this time last year, it was a very different picture, wasn't it? And we were talking to people and saying, Leon, buy now, and they're all saying, yeah, well, you're a real estate salesman, you'd be telling us to do that. But imagine if people would have taken our advice at that time.
I know, Gary. Imagine if there's actually somebody standing directly on my left that I said, Gary, maybe buy now, and
Yes,
maybe you let that opportunity go.
Maybe I didn't have the money to buy at that time, Leon, but certainly things have moved a lot in the Bentleigh area. In fact, I think we've got some pretty good stats out there that we've got to sort of cover off, because I think you grouped a few different postcodes and looked at a month, did a bit of an analysis of October versus October, and tell us a bit about your findings. What were those three suburbs?
So the three postcodes, 3165, which is Bentleigh East, 3204 Bentleigh Ormond McKinnon, and 3187 East Brighton. So grouping those three postcodes together.
He's a stats man. Go on.
I like it, but I think it's such an accurate representation of the market, because we had a look across 132 auctions for October 2018 for those three suburbs or postcodes. 51.6% clearance. Bit depressing. Probably not too many runaway competitive auctions in October 2018.
No. We weren't booking a particularly lavish Christmas holiday this time last year, were we?
Go on. And this year, a bit less in the market. So 132 last year, this year 100. So clearly 30% less. If my maths, 32% less. If my maths isn't wrong. And over across 100 auctions, 83% clearance.
Which is unbelievable, isn't it? So, I mean, you were seeing a clearance rate change from 51 to 83%. So the clearance rate itself has improved by over 50%. In terms of the difference, or 60%, which is incredible, isn't it?
Because and a lot of competitive auctions, I would have thought, Gary. Last year, we just, if we had one bidder, almost a success, and two was like, let's tell everybody about it.
Two was a party,
And now we're having multiple auctions, 5, 6, 7 bidders.
What do we put that down to, you think?
I always think it goes back to ability to lend funds. So I think the desire and the appetite for people to buy real estate in Victoria never went away. The ability to get access to funds went away, and then confidence is obviously the little bit on top, or the thing that stops people from making the commitment. So there was no confidence and no access to funds. A year later, more confidence, lower rates helps a little bit too, but the access to funds is easier now. You throw a little bit of sprinkle dust, which is confidence, and suddenly things are on the rise.
And we've got a treasurer who wants to support people buying real estate and is giving 5% deposit and you're in sort of thing. So that's also helping, I think. Plus low interest rates. There's a lot of positive factors out there, and I think we're seeing the start of an increase. And wait, I think till there's more foreign investment money coming into Australia, I think we're going to see prices go up even further. So I know it's hard for young people, hard for people starting out to get into the market. You did have a bit of a breather. We were pleading and appealing to you to buy at that time, because we could see that their opportunity was there, but some of that light's gone now. Although I still believe that if you push and buy, you will get gains in the years to come.
And just two things that quickly finish off with those statistics. The median sale, the average sale price for October 18 in those two suburbs was about 1,120.
1,122
across all those postcodes across all sales, and this year it's 1,271, and that's about 15%, 150 going about 15%. That's probably a pretty accurate representation of what the market's done in the last few months.
Well, I know on the mothership GPTV, probably about 6 weeks ago, Philip and I said, or maybe 8 weeks ago, Philip and I said, did the market just go up 10%? And of course, we got a very scathing email back from someone saying, you guys are talking nonsense, and it was a bit ruder than that. Take me off, unsubscribe me, and I wish I could find that person now and say, well, I think it did go up 10% because it really has moved that quickly. And I think that's one thing that's changed in Melbourne. Melbourne was always a bit slower to go up, slower to go down, but we're seeing much more rapid escalations and declines now. It's a bit more Sydney-like than it has been. And that includes Bentleigh, which was a bit of a sleepy, kind of quiet, conservative suburb. We're seeing people really swing the bat hard now in terms of when they want to buy, or going right off the boil and disinterested altogether. Some of our sales have been interesting. Thomas Street, Bentleigh, Brighton East was an interesting sale. Can you tell us a bit about that one?
Yeah, we had a pretty good auction there. We had the two bidders and a couple that didn't get a chance. A really beautiful, unique property. Selling, we can disclose, I believe, for $1,325.
Yes, it was.
I should remember because I ran that campaign, but it feels like it's so long ago because it was at the start of October, and there's been so much happened since. But congratulations to the developers and the owners who made that beautiful project, and well done to the buyer, a lovely lady who who's bought that is very excited about it. I'm sure she'll love living there. It's a very quality home, but a good under the hammer knockdown auction.
Gladwyn Avenue, another one that was competitive.
Well, if I'm going to be a Gary, I might say you were glad if you were the vendor there because you had you would have had. You
did get a win.
We had 6 bidders there, and I mentioned on the last episode of the Bentleigh Report, there's a bit of family connection with a great aunt of mine and my uncle and auntie that own it now.
Wow.
And the most interesting was when we got there on the day, we realised that Darren Crongold's wife, Hayley, was born in that home. So we had a connection from, and all 5 owners of that home were in from the time it was built, 1959, were at that auction.
That's
extraordinary. It was incredible. So, and that's just another sign of the school zone. I mean, it was again on the nose about a year ago. You could have bought very comfortable blocks of land with livable houses around the 1,250, 1,300 mark. 6 or 7 bidders, I can't recall now, and we sold it for 1,560.
17 Mclean Avenue was a very popular home as well. The price is undisclosed, although the price range was around that 1,460 to 1,580 or something thereabouts. Anyway, suffice to say, it sold for way more than that.
7 bidders there. And interestingly, Gary, we're now getting a lot of people coming in looking for the other school zone. So we've known about the McKinnon school zone for a while, that Brighton secondary school zone, which is now, I've never even heard of it really being so targeted, but now it's multiple people saying, we're coming for that school. So
there you go.
If you live in the catchment zone for Brighton and you're thinking of selling, some of the conditions are probably good now because that school is really in favour right now.
In a big
You're right,
way.
Gary.
5 Agnew Street, Brighton East. Well, that's an interesting tale as well, isn't it?
It is. It's a great story. I got a Facebook message from a lady called Nicole and said, Leon, I notice you're very active on social media and you're an active real estate agent area. I've got a property I'm thinking of selling. Would you like to sell it for me? And of course I said, yes. And I met up with this lady and we realised quickly, I thought the address was familiar, but it had gone to market earlier in the year with another agency. No interest, no offers, no nothing. I think they cancelled the auction on the morning of the auction, which is something that seems foreign to us, but they did. And then she took it off the market, put a tenant in there, and as soon as the tenant went in, she said, I actually really want to sell it. I didn't really want to rent it. So made it a bit hard. We couldn't get a board, we couldn't put it on the internet, we couldn't show it, but we sent it out to some of the buyers in our database. John from our office, John Sweepo, found a buyer at a similar property nearby, introduced 2 buyers, 2 written offers on a contract, sold both at the levels.
Without the advertising campaign
no
and
board,
the auction, everything
nothing.
that the
just
other
your
agent
internal database and a very happy, relieved lady.
And a significantly higher price than was able to be achieved before too.
Probably close to 10% more than any verbal interest she had only 3 or 4 months earlier.
There you go. Amazing.
Very happy lady.
Well done,
there.
thank you. Mortimer Street, well, I enjoyed doing that auction.
You did.
I met Jan there and I met John there and Mado, the team were there.
Yes.
You were at another auction.
Yes.
And I felt wonderful and I had 2 bidders and then I did a great job of passing it. The only auction unsold that weekend. I had to take a long, hard look at myself over those next couple of days until, of course, it got sold for full asking price
on the
of
Wednesday.
$920,000. So well done.
And if I can just put a little caution note to some buyers, we're back in that stage where buyers see a quote and they're starting to think, oh, this is going to go more, right? Which last year everything was going to go less. Now everything's going to go more, according to some buyers. We had buyers that didn't come to that property because it was quoted $859.20, and I thought that means it's going to go for north of $1 million that they don't have. And of course, when the owner said, like, I really like to get the top of my guide, that's my target, $920, buy it now, as we've advertised after the auction. Sure enough, someone came along and said, I didn't come because we thought it was going to go more.
Buyers just got to be there. You've got to be there because the range is not always where it's going to sell. Sometimes it can sell for more, occasionally sells for less. But the range is a reliable guide as to where most vendors are prepared to sell. So you've just got to be there. 18A Thomas Street. We're back in Thomas Street again.
Brighton East.
Another great result. Tell us a little about that one. If you
look,
can.
A beautiful home. The second half of the development that Leor Samuel marketed with his brother Raviv. Congratulations to the developer for building a beautiful development, but also well done to Leor and his team. They stuck it out there for a little while and got the price that the vendor wanted. So
congratulations.
I think overall a happy client.
I think that vendor's been in the real estate game himself, actually.
He is and still is.
And we do sell for a lot of real estate agents. I think that says a very positive thing about our company.
Starting one today, Gary. That's for a real estate agent.
We are indeed. Thank you. We appreciate business from everywhere and everyone, and even real estate agents. We're very happy to sell for. Actually, it is a great compliment. Leon, that's a bit of a wrap up for our sales. We've got some new listings. I know there's one that I've been talking to you about, and I'm going to catch you a little bit out here because we haven't actually got that here because only just the marketing's just come in. But how about this interesting property we've got on the corner of South Road and Raymond Grove? It's up on the screen behind us, the photos here now. We're now in it.
Yes.
Isn't this a unique property?
It is. So 385 and 385A South Road, Brighton East. A very unique offering.
Yeah.
It's a home, and a really comfortable home with a little granny flat, a 1 or 2 bedroom granny flat.
It's almost more than that, isn't it? It's almost like a separate
It's a
house,
separate
really,
little house.
Yeah,
It's a separate house that's built on.
Yeah.
It's got, and the home itself is in very solid condition, but can be further improved.
Yeah.
It has garaging and has a lovely pool, actually.
Yeah, it's got lovely
and
north facing.
It is north facing.
Good block of land.
770 roughly, 770 square metres.
Yeah.
So a very interesting, and it could suit multi-generational families.
Yeah.
It could suit investors. It could suit someone that wants to
Work from home
and have an office. So very flexible property, and I think at a very realistic entry-level price point for a home for the area.
We're excited about this one. So it's a bit of a exclusive now because the board hasn't even gone up yet. I think maybe just went up, but we haven't had any showings yet. But this is a wonderful property and a unique opportunity on South Road. We've got a property in Robinson Street, Brighton East. I don't think that'll take long to get sold. It's one of the few pass-ins. We see this as a great opportunity. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Yeah, 1 Robinson Street. I'm very surprised we're still talking about it because we thought it was one that was going to probably a fly, but $899.5 private sale for more or less a freestanding home in Brighton East off the main road in Robinson Street. I'll be surprised if it's still going when this goes to air. So, and if it is, get there and snap it up.
Substantial property, 846
I'm very
848.
excited about this one, Gary. This is big statement. It's probably the best development opportunity site that's going to definitely come up this year. That's left, but I can't really. Developers are always looking for 2 blocks if they can in a zoning that enables them to do something more than a 2-unit site.
Hard to get, isn't it?
And this is 2 dwellings. It has a commercial aspect and a residential aspect. And what it has is town planning approval for 14 townhouses. It also falls into the Mclean Secondary School zone. Wow. So if I had to tick a lot of the criteria that people want, especially in our core market for development, big block, corner block, multiple access points, permit in place, and then get to do resales in the Mclean Secondary School zone. So any developers, we've got a price of 3.9 to 4.29 on that. Goes to auction on the 5th of December. If you're a medium to large size developer, I think this is a very, very exciting, interesting opportunity.
Developers. Let's whip through these. 5A Bruthen Street, Bruthen Street, Moorabbin.
I'm not sure that's how you say, but Bruthen.
Bruthen
This would probably be correct. So this is a little GP Bentleigh edition special. You're not going to find this one on the internet. You're not going to find this one with a board in the front.
Off market, is it?
It's a little off market. We've sold
for watchers.
We've sold a number of properties in that East Bentleigh Moorabbin area that are comparable. This is a really beautifully built double-storey townhouse. And we are going to show a few of our buyers this year. If we can get a price, that's consistent with our price guide, which is $11.50 to $12.65. The owners might just say, let's do it. And if not, it's going to go to auction in the end of February next year.
This is a great looking house in Lorrean Street in Brighton East. Take us through this one, Mr. Brighton East.
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard to find a home with a north-facing yard. Why is that, Gary?
Because there's only 1 in 4, Leon.
1 in 4, but it feels like it's less than 1 in 4. And this is a really beautiful single-level home that's been lavishly renovated and extended through time in a lovely street. Simon Rodolnik used to live in that street, if I'm not mistaken.
You are not mistaken. Great looking
If a
property.
real estate agent buys in that street, it's good. It's a good location. But a beautiful home will be around that $2 million price point. Have a look at it if you haven't checked out already.
Another quality property, Leon, in Brighton East, in Howell Street. Tell us about that.
This is probably the best opportunity, and it's one of the smartest developments for a downsizer.
Indeed.
So it doesn't have to be a downsizer, but if you're a downsizer and you want to be near a park, you want to have privacy, and you want to have a very expansive living room and living area and entertaining area and luxury appointed kitchen, and you want to know that the hips get a bit sore down the track or your knees are a bit sore, and mine are already a bit sore, but if you're worried about getting up the stairs, it has its own private lift. It has a double garage, and when I interview downsizers, they often say, I only really need 3 bedrooms and a study, which this has. I want great entertaining areas, and I want to either have a downstairs main bedroom option or a lift if that becomes a problem, and this is a tick in all of those. And a lovely little spot next to the park there, so if you've got a pooch that you like to walk, an extra little...
A wonderful opportunity. We look forward to that.
10 Howell Street. That one. Looking forward to that one.
St Kilda Street in Brighton. Great address.
Absolutely. And Sally and Darren are marketing this home. This is going to be a home that's in a mid-4s to $5 million range in a very exclusive part of Brighton.
Indeed.
Literally a stroll to the beach. You'd be able to smell the
sand,
fresh air, the sea air and the sand every morning. But a beautiful, very grand home, and certainly excited to have that coming on our books on the market soon.
A couple of quick snap buys, Leon, for private sale. We've got this property in Quinns Road in Bentleigh East. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can. There are any brand new properties that are sub 500,000 that have been built, and I think that if you're a first home buyer, you get another $10,000 bonus on top of that because it's still the developer's stock.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's right. That's right.
for under $500,000, if you have 102 at 12 to 14 Quinns Road.
Throwing money at you, the government, to buy something like that. And Hill Street, we finish off Hill Street. It's not the Hill Street Blues, it's the Hill Street Opportunity.
It is.
451 Hill Street. What a great buy this is.
Yeah, for low 700s, and the owners are saying, Leon, bring us an offer because we're keen to move it on. A double-storey, 2-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom townhouse with a study, very close to the Bentleigh and Bentleigh East shopping village.
Good spot.
Very entry level for a nice modern home.
That's a big wrap on GPTV Bentleigh Report. The Bentleigh Report, and there's so much going on. It's a really exciting time. We've got some good listings coming up next year.
We do.
If you're wanting to sell next year, come and speak to us because we're already strategising and working those out. If you want to sell this year, you still do have time, but you have to get on the phone and call us or email us or SMS us or WhatsApp us or whatever other communication device you'd like to contact us on.
Take them all.
We don't mind fax, telex. I think telex is a bit old, but anyway, give us a call. We'd love to help you out. And this is the guy to talk to if there's anything happening in Bentleigh, Bentleigh East, Ormond, McKinnon, Brighton East. Call Leon, he'll help you out, and he's got the whole team behind him to make sure that we can deliver to those who are looking to sell or buy in that zone. That's a big wrap. I'm Gary P. I'll see you next time.
I'm Leon Gouzenfiter. Bye for now.